Hello, my name is Omar Rampasad. It is February 12th, 2018 at 7:36 p.m. in Toronto. So I'm going to talk a little bit about possible home entry. And somebody just slammed the door outside. There is a neighbor outside that is monitoring me, I believe, as part of the team in the building because I'm flagged. And every time I start blogging, the doors slam. Somebody stands outside my door and cough really, really loudly, like really loudly, and make remarks. So somebody just slammed the door. Um, so I'm going to talk about possible home entry. I've had incident a few weeks ago where the fire alarm system had to be checked. Um, as they periodically do. The sensitivity of the fire alarm and whether the communication is working, whether the PA system is working. So they had to come into my unit, and I saw the notification, and I wasn't home when they were supposed to come in, and I thought it was all checked and fine, knowing that somebody would be coming into the home at that specific day, according to the notice that was posted on the door that I picked up. However, a few weeks after that date, I got a call from the management office uh, saying that nobody was home and the door wasn't open for the system, for the fire system, alarm system to be checked. So I said, "Well, you have a key." Um, and she asked me, "Well, did you change the lock?" And I said, "No, I did not change the lock. Management had a key for quite a few years. In fact, the lock was changed by someone working with management, a locksmith that the management called. So they had a key, and they told me that they had kept a copy of the key, which I agreed to. So I said to the lady, "Why was it not done?" She said they couldn't get into your unit. So she made an appointment for me to be at home when they entered my unit a second time, or tried to, a second time to get the alarm system checked. And so I waited that day. They were supposed to come in a certain time slot. And I waited and I waited because I was losing money. I get paid by the hour. And I had to take time off work to be home to get this done. And nobody came. I waited. And so I went downstairs in the lobby. Actually, I went downstairs to the management office, and the management office was closed. And there was nobody there, of course. So I came upstairs and I was in the lobby waiting for the elevator, and the building superintendent was in the lobby. So I asked him, why was it not done the first day? It was scheduled to be done, and he said his key would not work. So I said, well, that's interesting because the keys always worked since the lock was changed. Why did it not work this time? He didn't have an answer. And interestingly enough, um, I had blogged about possible illegal entry into my home by somebody bumping the lock. I actually made a video because I came in and I couldn't get the key to turn the lock. First of all, I had problems getting the key to fit, and then it wouldn't turn, and then I had to fight with it for quite a few minutes before I could get the lock to open. And the next morning, I couldn't get it to lock because the what do you call it, the part of the lock that goes into the frame of the door. Sorry, I don't know the name. It wouldn't align to the hole in the frame of the door. It wouldn't go in. Again, I had to fight to get it in. I actually mentioned this verbally to the management, I took a video. There were scratches on the lock, and like vertical scratches on the lock. So these are all signs that my home is being entered. Today, I came home and I put my camera on and I leave it on during the day because of all these occurrences, these incidents, where I'm suspecting that somebody came into my home when I'm not here. And anyway, today I came in and the camera was turned off. After about a few hours, there was 7 point something gigs of video. And what I do is I turn on the video and I take a picture of the starting point of the video, only because I know that my home is being entered, strongly suspect that my home is being entered. So I do this to have a recording of the starting point that number one, I turned on the video. And number two, I have a starting point. So if someone were to come in, turn it off, and turn it back on, I would know that this was done. So I came in today, and the computer had restarted. So I had the main menu, the desktop screen on, and the camera was turned off. So of course the video was turned off. So again, all these incidents are very very concerning. Somebody is entering my home, given everything else that I'm experiencing, because I'm being targeted. And right now, I have a legal case going on that named somebody in the building, a couple of people in the building as respondents. So I'm being targeted. So there is motivation for this to go on and to intensify. I heard the name Surmad. Surmad had me re-identified as a prostitute, which of course I'm not. I heard that there was a very very specific evidence, quote unquote, that depicted me as a prostitute and it would hold up in court. Well, by all means, bring the evidence and come. Uh, I'm not scared at all, as you can tell. Because this coding, these videos and these frames are easily disproven. You can break it down. It's very easily done. Once you look into the details, it's very easy to disprove. However, my being a target means that court sometimes are fixed. We have dirty judges, dirty lawyers, dirty court personnel, dirty policemen. If you're a target and and traffickers with access to a whole lot of money get into the pockets of some of these people, then the courts are going to be fixed. So it doesn't matter what evidence or lack of evidence there is, the court is going to rule a certain way. Case in point, the Native Indian case that's being appealed right now. So really good example. So racism is a factor, targeting is a factor. It's done. This is part of the world we live in. So this is not the first time I've complained about home entry. I've actually written letters to the management telling them about this possible security breach and to be on the lookout for activities that might, that's allowing this to happen. Um, I've called the gatehouse asking about the lights that was left on in my unit, and I was told that someone working for management wasn't here. And when I asked management, they didn't know anything about it. So this is ongoing. However, I'm really concerned when people are mentioning the names of Muslim males who is identifying me as a prostitute, who's and is entering my home, possibly entering my home. or is working with people in the building to do so, bump the lock and come in. Are they going to put drugs in my place? Set me up that way. If someone in the building put my unit on a list for a drug bust, would these people come in and put drugs in my food, drugs in my place, and then have the cops come in and check it, and I could be pulled in and charged? I think this is one way of being set up and framed. The building is infiltrated. There is Chinese traffickers. Excuse me. There is traffickers working in the building. Chinese, Muslims, Somalis, Caribbean. They are in the building. I am being targeted by some of these people. So my home being entered is not surprising. So again, I just needed to say that. I needed to clarify that because I believe I'm being compromised, I'm being violated this way. And when people are compromised and violated this way, and it's constantly talking about it and complaining and it's not stopping, you tend to get upset. And so if you vent inside of your home because you're upset and you have a right to be, what these perps are doing is actually recording the venting and taking that as quote unquote evidence to prove that you're mentally ill, insane. This is ludicrous. Ludicrous. It's a setup and it's a frame. And sometimes I'm suspecting court personnel and lawyers are involved in this. Talk to you another time.